So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today you guys, I want to talk about honesty and accountability and why and how they go hand in hand. If you put them together, you'll have success. A lot of times in life we don't want to be honest with ourselves because honesty will kind of lead to accountability, and being honest is not the most fun thing in the world to do because being honest would have you to address certain things that you really don't feel like talking about. Like, I've had to address lots of things, especially like I think the biggest thing and honestly speaking, the biggest thing that I've had to address is my family. Like how I've always felt like my family really didn't fuck with me, neither side, and they always treated me like I was the black sheep. That was a hard truth to accept because I didn't want to give up the ideology that, family isn't this and family isn't that. Like, those are hard truths to accept. Or, like, that I was hurting from being raped and molested, and I was hurting from not feeling like I had support from the family. I had to accept a lot of truth. Like me being suicidal was partially my fault, or me not speaking up was partially my fault, or me continually to get raped was partially my fault. Like, these are things that you have to accept. And a lot of people are like, but why would you, like, not accept but be honest about, like, just really be honest about. Like, I had to be honest. Like, I wasn't a good person at one time. Like, I was really a bitch. Like, I was no good. I was terrible. Like, just awful. Like, that was those were hard truths that you had to accept. Had to be honest with. Like, honestly speaking, I'm this, and honestly speaking, I'm that. And yes, this happened, but some partially is my fault for this part that I played in it, and yet X, Y, and Z. I'll talk about, some truths later, but then there comes accountability, because now that you have these truths and you're like, all right, this is just what I am, this is what I've done, and this is how I've been acting. Now that's when accountability comes, because accountability comes to chastise and, fix you up. And nobody wants to be chastised and fixed up and working on things that they don't really, that they didn't want to address in the first place. Like, if you think you had a hard time being honest with yourself about how you truly felt about things and exactly what you thought and what, like, everything honestly, and then you had to sit there and take accountability and actually fix up some of those actions. Like, working on your attitude is not the easiest thing. Working on being friendly is not the easiest things. Working on being honest and truthful and fixing the things that you say that you want to fix is not easy. And being honest with what you want, especially when you start being honest with what you truly honestly want, and then you have to put accountability in there. Like, oh man, I gotta tighten up on my discipline. Oh man, I gotta go tighten up on this. Like, honesty and accountability aren't the funniest things in the world. They're not like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Like, a lot of times we like to throw blame. Like, we like to be like, yeah, it's you're the fault, or you're the reason why this happened, or you're the reason why that happened, when in reality it's nobody's fault. Like, I'm not saying that it's not nobody's fault. I'm just saying, like, in reality, it comes down to, yes, this happened, but I have to take accountability for my own actions, because I can't control your actions, and I've allowed you to make me feel X, Y, and Z way. And now that I feel X, Y, and Z way, this is how I've been acting out, because I really truly didn't deal with this. Now accountability comes and says, are you gonna work on this properly or not? And after you get to that point, you have to be like, oh my gosh. And I'm telling you, it's nothing nice. Like, nobody wants to sit there and be like, well, now that I've been honest with myself, and I've pointed out my flaws and my strengths and my weaknesses, I want to talk about let me go see what I can go fix on myself. Oh man, I gotta get more discipline. I gotta be more financially stable. I gotta do this. I gotta go do that. I gotta go figure out this. I gotta go figure out how I'm gonna do that. Like, nobody wants to do that. Like, that's not the dream job. Like, nobody's like, oh, here I come for self-improvement. I mean, I do that now, but like, before, when I first started doing it, like, honestly, I was like, no, I don't do no fucking self-improvement. So accountability and responsibility will lead you to a lot of success. I've honestly had more success now than I've had in my childhood, because I've actually been honest with myself and taking accountability. Like, I'm just very honest. Like, I'm gonna be a naked ass heifer right now on this bitch, alright? And I'm going, I like nudity. I like to drink a lot. I like to, do this. I like a lot of stuff. I really do. And that's me being honest, and I'm me not even faking it no more, like, or trying to pretend to be something that I'm not when I get around a group of people. Like, that's just, like, that's for the birds. But I've also taken accountability on the things that I've decided that I wanted to change, like my attitude, how I treat my relationships, how I let my disappointments in my parents ruin certain relationships and other things like that. Like, you guys, like, I've really, like, you know, took accountability on my part. Like, my parents did the best that they could, and they probably had unresolved issues that they haven't really, and they tried the best that and it's like, it's not my fault that they weren't the parents that I wanted them to be. They were the best parents that they possibly thought they could be, and it's nothing that I can or cannot do. So with that being said, you guys, learn how to be honest with yourself and take accountability. Because once you get that popping, trust me, you will be so much better. Like, life ain't never been this good. Like, life may not be perfect, but life ain't never been this good to the point where I'm just like, I have no, I have no regrets, no worries, no nothing. Like, I'm not even upset, period, at all.